Welcome to Old Chiller Coins, the place where pocket change can turn into a payday. Today, we're counting down the top 3 rare coins that could be worth hundreds, thousands, or even tens of thousands of dollars. These aren't just museum pieces, they're real coins that people find in old drawers, coin jars, and even everyday change. Watch closely, because one of these rare coins might be sitting in your house right now. Let's get into it. Here are the top 3 rare coins you need to look for. The 2009 Sacagawea Dollar Coin. Some versions of this coin have errors that could be worth up to $1,000 or more. And if something truly rare ever shows up, who knows, it might go for $50,000, $80,000, or even $100,000. That's why collectors all over the world are searching through coins, hoping to find one of these rare pieces. Could you be the next lucky person to strike gold? Now, let's go back for a second. The Sacagawea Dollar Coin was first released in the year 2000. It was made to replace the old Susan B.Anthony dollar. The new design showed Sacagawea, a Native American woman who helped explorers Lewis and Clark. The coin has a smooth golden color and a beautiful image of Sacagawea carrying her baby on her back. People loved the design, but the coin was not used much in everyday shopping. Still, the US Mint kept making them, and in 2009, they released a new version with a special Native American theme. These were made at 2 mints, one in Philadelphia and one in Denver. The 2009 P means it was made in Philadelphia. That year, more than 37 million coins were made at that mint. So, normally, this coin is not rare at all. You can find it in your pocket change or in rolls from the bank. But here's the exciting part. Some of those coins came out with mistakes, real, official minting errors. These mistakes happen during the coin-making process. And because errors are rare, collectors want them. The more unique the error, the more money someone is willing to pay for it. Some of these errors might not even be easy to see unless you know what you're looking for. But once you spot it, you could be looking at a coin worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars. Let's talk about the kind of errors you can find in the 2009 Sacagawea dollar. One of the most common is called a double die. That's when the letters or numbers on the coin look like they were printed twice, slightly off from each other. It creates a blurry or shadow-like effect. People who find these usually notice it around the word Liberty or the date. Another kind of error is called a die crack. This happens when the tool that stamps the design onto the coin cracks, and that crack leaves a raised line on the coin's surface. It kind of looks like a lightning bolt or a scratch, but it's raised, not cut in. Then there's a strike-through error. That's when something like grease or dirt gets between the die and the coin. Instead of a clean design, the coin has a strange area where the picture is missing or messed up. Another fun one is the clipped planchet. That means the coin is missing a small piece, like someone took a bite out of the edge. The missing part happens when the blank coin metal is cut wrong before the design is even added. There's also the missing clad layer error. A normal dollar coin has different metal layers. Sometimes the outer layer is missing, and the coin looks more copper or red instead of gold. If you find one like that, it could be valuable. Another cool error is called an off-center strike. This happens when the coin isn't placed in the center of the machine, so the design is way off to the side. Sometimes it's so off that part of the image is missing. These are easy to spot and usually worth good money. And don't forget about the missing edge lettering error. Normally, these dollar coins have small words and stars stamped around the edge of the coin. But if those words are missing, that's an error too. Most of the errors I just talked about sell for around $100 to $1,000, depending on how big or rare the mistake is. If the coin is also in great shape, meaning it hasn't been scratched or worn out, it could be worth even more. Collectors will pay top dollar for clean, shiny coins with rare errors. So if you ever find one of these, don't spend it at the store. Get it checked by a coin expert. Now, I know you're probably wondering, are any of these coins really worth $50,000 or $100,000? That would be amazing, right? Well, here's the truth. So far, no one has found a 2009 Sacagawea dollar with an error that big. Most of the known errors from that year sell for hundreds, maybe a few $1,000s at most. But that doesn't mean it can't happen. Think about it like this: every time a new coin error is discovered, it starts with one person. Someone notices something strange, gets it looked at, and suddenly it becomes a big deal in the coin world. If you find a new kind of error that no one has seen before, it could go viral. News stories, collectors, and auction houses would all be interested. And that's when prices can jump. In fact, this has happened before, but with a different Sacagawea coin. Back in the year 2000, there was a coin made by mistake that had the front of a quarter and the back of a Sacagawea dollar. This crazy mix-up is called a mule coin. Only a few of them exist. One of them sold for over $150,000. And now, top collectors think they could be worth over $2 million if in perfect shape. So, it's not impossible. If something like that happened in 2000, maybe something similar could happen in 2009. That's why people are still checking every single coin they find. Some people even go to the bank and get rolls of dollar coins just to search for errors. It's called coin roll hunting, and it's kind of like treasure hunting. You spend $25 on a roll, and maybe one of the coins inside is worth $500 or more. And the best part? If you don't find anything, you can just return the coins to the bank and try again later. It's a fun hobby, and for some people, it's become a full-time business. They film videos, show off their finds, and even sell rare coins online. If you want to get started, here's what you can do. First, check your change. Look at every dollar coin you get. Pay close attention to the lettering, the edge, the color, and the design. Use a magnifying glass or take a close-up photo with your phone. If something looks strange, don't ignore it. Look online for examples of coin errors and see if yours matches. You can also take it to a local coin shop or send it to a grading company. They'll tell you if it's real and how much it might be worth. So, to wrap it up, the 2009 Sacagawea dollar is not super rare by itself. But some of them have real mint errors that make them valuable. Most error coins from that year sell for between $100 and $1,000, depending on what kind of mistake it is and how good the coin looks. If someone ever finds a brand new error that no one has seen before, it could be worth a lot more. Maybe even $50,000 or $100,000 one day. But for now, the most valuable Sacagawea error coin is still the 2000 mule with the quarter front. That one is already famous and could be worth millions. Some of these coins may look common, but there's a rare version that collectors go crazy for. It's called the 1979 Susan B.Anthony dollar, and one small detail can make a big difference in its value. Keep watching, because by the end of this video, you'll know exactly what to look for and you might just find a hidden treasure in your own home. Let's talk a little about this coin first. In 1979, the U.S. government released a new $1 coin. It had the face of Susan B.Anthony, a woman who fought for women's rights. This was a big deal because it was the first time a real woman appeared on a U.S. coin. The coin was smaller than the old silver dollars and looked a lot like a quarter, which confused people. Because of that, many people didn't like using it, and the coin was not very popular. It was only made for a few years and didn't see much use. Now here's where things get exciting. In 1979, the U.S. Mint made two types of this coin at the Philadelphia Mint. Most of the coins had what's called a narrow rim, meaning there's a little space between the numbers and the date and the edge of the coin. But a small number of coins were made with a wide rim, also known as the near date. On these coins, the numbers and the date are much closer to the edge, almost touching the rim. That small design change is what makes it rare and valuable. Most people have the common version with the narrow rim. But if you happen to have the wide rim version in great condition, it could be worth a lot of money. Some of these coins have sold for $500, $1,000, or even more. In top condition, what collectors call mint state, especially MS66 or MS67 grades. These coins can sell for $5,000, $10,000, or even more at auctions. One coin even sold for over $15,000. That's right, a little dollar coin that could be worth more than a used car. So how do you know if you have the rare one? It's simple. First, look at the date. If the numbers in 1979 are close to the edge of the coin, almost touching it, you might have the wide rim. If the numbers look far away from the edge, it's the common narrow rim version. You can use a magnifying glass or your phone's camera to zoom in and check. Also, make sure the coin has a small P mint mark near the shoulder of Susan B.Anthony. That means it was made in Philadelphia. If you think you found the wide rim version, don't spend it. Don't clean it either. Take it to a coin shop or send it to a grading service like PCGS or NGC. If it gets a high grade, you could be holding something really valuable. Even if it's not perfect, collectors still pay good money for this variety. Many people have these coins sitting in jars, drawers, or old wallets and have no idea what they're worth. You might even have one right now without knowing it. So take a few minutes and check your old coins. You never know, you could find one of the rarest dollar coins from 1979 and turn spare change into serious cash. The Sacagawea dollar was released in the year 2000. It was made to replace the old Susan B.Anthony dollar and to get people excited about using dollar coins again. The coin shows Sacagawea, a Native American woman who helped Lewis and Clark on their journey across America. She is carrying her baby on her back, and the design is really beautiful. The back of the coin shows a flying eagle. These coins were made in a special gold-colored metal, but they're not real gold. Even though millions of these coins were made, only a small number have something special that makes them super valuable. The most famous rare version is called the Cheerios dollar. Back in 2000, the U.S. Mint and General Mills teamed up for a big promotion. They put 5,500 Sacagawea dollars into boxes of Cheerios cereal as a prize. But the coins they used weren't the same as the ones that went into normal circulation. These coins had a special design on the eagle's tail feathers that was only used for the early test version of the coin. The details in the feathers are sharper and more defined. Most people never noticed the difference. But collectors did, and they're willing to pay big bucks to get their hands on one. If your coin came from a Cheerios box or has that rare feather detail, it could be worth $10,000 or more depending on its condition. Some have even sold for over $30,000. But that's not even the most valuable one. There's another version of the 2000 P Sacagawea dollar that is even more rare, and way more valuable. It's called a mule error. A mule is a coin that was made using two dies that don't match. In this case, the coin was struck with the front of a Washington quarter and the back of a Sacagawea dollar. That's not supposed to happen. It was a mistake at the mint, but somehow, a few of these coins were made and released. Imagine seeing George Washington's face on one side and the eagle from the Sacagawea dollar on the other. That's not normal, and collectors go crazy for errors like that. Only about 20 of these coins have ever been found, and one of them sold at auction for over $190,000. Another one went for more than $200,000. That's a life-changing amount of money for a single coin. There are also other special versions of the 2000 P Sacagawea dollar. Some were made with an experimental finish. These coins might look shinier, more reflective, or more detailed than regular ones. Some have what's called a proof-like surface, which means they shine almost like a mirror. These were test coins or coins made for special sets, and if you find one, it could be worth thousands of dollars. One of these sold for over $7,000. Even in less perfect condition, they can still bring in $1,000 or more. So always check your coins carefully. Now you might be asking, how do I know if I have one of these rare coins? Good question. First, check the year. It must be from the year 2000. Next, look for the letter P under the word Liberty on the front of the coin. That stands for the Philadelphia Mint. Most of the rare ones were made there. Then, take a good look at the eagle on the back. If the tail feathers look more detailed and have extra ridges, it might be a Cheerios dollar. You'll probably need a magnifying glass or take a close-up photo to compare it to the normal version. You can also look online for side-by-side photos that show the difference. If your coin has George Washington's face on the front and the Sacagawea eagle on the back, congratulations. That's one of the rare mule errors, and you could be holding a coin worth over $100,000. Don't clean the coin or try to fix it up. That could ruin its value. Instead, send it to a coin grading company like PCGS or NGC. They can tell you if it's real and how much it might be worth. Even if your coin doesn't have one of those rare features, it might still be valuable if it's in perfect condition. Coins that are shiny, with no scratches, and haven't been used in circulation are worth more. These are called uncirculated coins, and collectors pay more for them, sometimes hundreds of dollars, just for a really nice one. So the next time you come across a 2000p Sacagawea dollar, don't ignore it. Take a good look. You might be holding something way more valuable than you think. Check your change, check your old wallets, and definitely check any coins your grandparents gave you. Rare coins can be found anywhere, even in couch cushions or coin jars. People have found Cheerios dollars at flea markets, garage sales, and even at the bank. You just never know. The best part is, you don't have to be an expert to find one. With a little attention and patience, anyone can spot a valuable coin. And who knows? You might be the next person to discover a $30,000 Cheerios dollar or even a $200,000 mule error sitting right in your house.